Okay, now that we got the fleshing process or the scraping process finished, we are ready for our board. So I'm gonna move the light around a little bit so you guys can see that. I have the lines for me. It makes it super easy. I always put my nails in the middle. Hold on a second. I'm gonna go with the third line on my board. Should make it a little easier for me. All I do is I start at the top and the bottom and the two sides, and then I work from the other sides, and then I just start splitting the middle. And then I'll show you how to do the legs and stuff, and I'll trim kind of as I go. I try to get it in about as a circular pattern as I can. You can see this is around that genital area. I'm gonna go ahead and probably should trim that here. So hold on a second. We'll do that separately. All right, here we go. These are inch long nails. They're not super long. Gonna try the third rung for now. And I don't do this every day, so some of you guys probably do this all the time. You're like, oh man, he's doing it wrong. Just how Jinx does it right now. And here we go. That's not bad. Split the middle and go to the third one. I have been known to go off the wrong grid and have to pull. You have a couple of people that you trap with, this makes it so much easier and fun. I think it's kind of fun when you get guys in your trap shed. It gives you something to be proud of when you get done. That's kind of part of the fun about it. Right now it's not super still kind of loose, so I think I'm pretty much okay with putting it on the third. Now I'll start cutting it. That piece there, and there should be a piece over here, but there isn't. Start taking some of that fat off. One thing I probably need to do, let me grab it real quick. Put a little piece of cardboard there. Put your meat on that. Anything that you kind of made a mistake on. Now watch, I forget where I was at. Imagining there's a piece there in the middle I'm stretching from, and go straight from it. Alright guys, I got all the nails knocked in there. They're about an inch apart from each other. I had to trim a little bit right in here. Like I said, that's around the orifice area. And then I usually have to trim a little bit around the lips. And usually when I have some pulling issues on my nails, it's right around the head. Seems like that seems to be the area that I really struggle with. When you put this on there and you wonder, you know, how tight is too tight. So you could really tight, you could go really tight, and then as it dries, you always have to keep in mind that the product will shrink and it'll pull at the nails. And you don't really want it too tight, from what I understand, when you go to selling it. Just because you want it just have a more lusher. I believe, from what I understand, is that it thins out the fur when you stretch it too far, especially on your raccoons. Well, let's see here. You have the inspection when it's different. We'll talk about that later. So now we're gonna do the legs. The front legs, I'm going to trim those back, so you can see they're probably a good inch to 2 inches too far. So I'm just going to get a good pull on it, and I'm going to shorten those up. I hope you guys understand that. You just kind of get a good feel for it here in the middle. It's not terribly tight, and it's not terribly loose, so that it'll dry. And some of these spots right in here, I already know I'm going to have to go over and spoon over that. I can tell this one here I didn't do it as well as I should have, looks like, when I scraped it. It's fine. I'll just, a couple days I come back and I'll spoon it and I'll show you probably what I'm talking about. Now the back legs are just fine. I don't have to trim those up. They're looking good. We'll do the front legs first. Usually you do those with maybe 1 nail or 2 nails. I'll go in the middle right here. And then it's almost like you kind of stitch it. You go through it, and then you go to the other pieces of the leather, and then I pull back. Well, you should be able to do it with 1. And I'll do it with 2. This is a smaller beaver anyways. It's almost like I don't want to say it's almost like you're sewing, but all I want is, I don't want that to be open when it dries. So I'm going to go ahead and put 3 on it. And it's really hard for me to explain what I'm doing. So I went all the way through with my nail, and then I'm going to lock it onto the other piece of leather, and then I'm going to pull it back. I'm going to set it. That way this part right in here will dry well, and everything right in through here as well when it pulls. So I'll do the other one next. But let me do the back one. So you can see the hole on it. These are really easy to do. Start in the middle. Pull my nail through like that. Then I'm going to lock it on the other piece of the hide. Nail it. Now I'm going to pull it backwards. That one's pretty loose, so I'm going to put 3 of them in it. And I bet you could, I've seen it done before, maybe I've done it before, where you just do it with 1 and it looks really good. Just saves time. Actually, it looks kind of bunched right there. It's kind of loose. I just feel like I'm doing something wrong. It's been so long since I've done this, guys. Been a while. It's like riding a bike. There's 3. It's a little thick right there. I think it'll be fine though. I'm gonna do this one too. Almost forget. Maybe I ought to be pulling the other way. We'll figure it out. Alright, so those are the 2 legs. I'm going to finish this up and we'll be finished. Alright folks, got her all finished up. Got our beaver fleshed and scraped. Got him put on the board. Everything's nailed down. He's not too thin and he's not too tight. He's just the way I like him. And I'm going to make sure that my temperature is about 50 degrees. That's kind of where I like to dry at, 50 to 70 if I can. I'll run a little bit of a fan in the drying room just to kind of help circulate the air. I don't always run a fan on my fur, but that's kind of how I'm going to dry him. A few days later, I'll make sure I'll scrape the wet spots on the leather, and it'll dry nice and papery thin, and you'll be able to see that product before I get ready to send it out. So, hey. Alright folks, it's about 2 days later, and you can see our pelt's starting to dry pretty good. There's a couple soft spots right here, and right along here you can see, and there's another one right here. So what I like to do is I wipe it down. It's kind of sweating a little bit. I wipe it down. It's not as prime as I'd like to have seen it. It's pretty. I think I caught this one in December. Even around the tail mark right in there. I just have an old, I think it's a sheet, I don't know, piece of metal there. Usually I'm wearing my gloves. I'm not right now. See how I just kind of move that around. Another piece right here. There we go. And there's the last one. And I just come by every once in a while, every couple days, and this is what I'm going to do to kind of help it dry. Rid of them soft spots. Other than that, it's coming out pretty good. Nice progress. Old spoon will work really good. I thought it was like a shoehorn or something. I don't know what it is. There you go. Looking pretty good. So, alright folks, this is the end of the deal. 5 days later. I just stop by every couple of days and I wipe her down real good and scrape it a little bit if I need to, and it's all paper thin, so it really turned out pretty nice. So I'm gonna get the nails taken off, and we'll go from there. Alright folks, getting the last of it done. Looking good. Alright folks, all finished. You can see it's like super thin, leathery product. And what I usually like to do after that is I just kind of brush it back with my hand. If there's any sand or whatever, I just kind of try to get it out with my hands. That's about it. I have in the past used a finer comb, but I usually just brush it back with my hand like that. So that's it. That's what it looks like on the end. End up really nice. I'm gonna be excited when this comes back. So anyways, from here, all you have to do if you want to store this is a dried finished product. So this product would be ready for the fur market. If you wanted to sell this to your fur buyer or your fur auction, it would be ready to sell. So from here, what I'm going to do is, or if you want to take it to the tanner, you can do that as well, which is what I'm going to do. From here, I'm going to store this leather to leather or fur to fur. So if you had a bunch of these, I always store those fur to fur or leather to leather. I'll probably put this back in the deep freeze at the top. Otherwise, you could set it on high, be fine. Just as long as your temperature's still regulated, you don't have mice, that sort of thing. But anyways, that's the end of the finished product there. And from here, if you decide you want to send it off to the tannery, I have a couple tanneries that I like to use. This is garment tanned fur, super soft and beautiful. You see the difference in the colors between the black beaver and the regular beaver. If you wanted to, you can make a nice craft project out of it as well. Got the nice little willow hoop on the end, and then, you know, if you want to paint on the backside, you could too. So sky's the limit on what you can do with these. They're really super awesome products. They're beautiful fur, just the way God created them. So anyways, hope you guys liked that episode. Be definitely looking out for more fleshing videos, more processing videos, as I'll be kicking those out for you. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out a lot. Turn your notifications of the bell on so you don't miss an episode. And definitely hit that thumbs up or the like button. And I would really appreciate it. And I'm glad you were here with me. And I'm Traveling the Jinx. And hey, have a great day.